It sounded like a good idea. That's the best way to begin this thing here. My buddy Mike and I always thought it would be cool to drive around the country in a big freaking RV, maybe take a look at Southern California's beaches, drop by the Grand Canyon, maybe end up in Miami or something. That was the dream. I've always been a big fan of the movie Easy Rider, and since neither Mike or I have a motorcycle endorsement, I figured the motorhome was going to have to do the job. Since we couldn't afford to rent one of those beasts, Mike had a friend who was a lot boy at a dealership in Fife. I guess the guy owed Mike $130, so he gives Mike the keys to one and said no one would miss it for a couple of weeks at least. Outside of fighting to see who was going to get the first shot at the wheel, there didn't seem to be anything that could mess things up. Well, I guess I should just start at the beginning. This is how it went down.
Hey, are you ready to have like the most fun in your life you've ever had so far, except for like maybe my third bachelor party?
Oh, I'm ready for the most fun, but I'm still trying to forget that night. I almost got arrested.
No worries, Steve. This time, if the mood moves us, we'll just skip across the border to Tijuana. I hear that at the grocery stores we can get steroids there, and I'm feeling the need to buff up a little bit because, when I'm hitting the bars, all the young guys are all like cut, and I'm having a tough time competing because the women, they all like them big guns.
No, thank you. I prefer to travel inside the country if you don't mind.
What? Are you a right-wing isolationist or something, man? It's a big world, and we got this motorhome for like 2 weeks. No fear, Steve.
Let's just hit the road and we can decide this later, okay?
Yeah, you can have the first leg. I got shotgun.
Mike, it's just you and me. You get shotgun by default.
Hey, do you ever feel like a failure in life because you never became anything important like an astronaut or a fireman?
Yeah, sometimes. I always thought that only total losers were faceless middle managers. No way was I ever going to be irrelevant. But here I am.
Do you have to be relevant before you can be irrelevant? Hey, let's hit Ruston Way. There's always a ton of divorced mothers down there jogging, trying to get in shape.
And what am I supposed to do if you see someone who will actually talk to us, huh? Pull this monster over and park it with all that traffic?
Nah, I'll just invite him inside and we can have a few cocktails. I brought like 25 of those Harvey Wallbangers in a can. Are we gonna party or what?
Where did you get those? I thought the liquor store stopped selling those in the 70s.
I got a killer deal on a case of them on eBay.
Are you happy, Mike? I've driven Doss Boat up and down Ruston Way 6 times, and no women will even look at us. Can we go now?
Yeah, I guess. I really thought this rig would catch their eye, especially when I started honking the horn. It's tough to be invisible when you're in a hot ride like this. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get on I-5, okay?
Do you think you could drive by my ex-wife's place on the way out? I heard she just kicked out her boyfriend, the one I was telling you about? I guess he pawned all of her wigs last week. The dude hasn't had a job in 4 years, and he keeps taking her stuff to the pawn shop to get cash for the casino.
I'm not going by her house, all right? Let's stop at McDonald's and get something before we head out, okay?
Yeah, that's cool. I'll buy. Just don't order anything over $5, okay? I swear I had my wallet with me, man. I must have lost it somewhere.
So how are we supposed to travel all around the country when only I have money?
Well, could I pay you back?
Sure, we'll just stop at every plasma center on the way.
Well, maybe we could scale our travel plans back to save money. Stay on this side of the Mississippi?
Oh man, look at the gas gauge. It's almost empty. I thought you said you fueled up before you picked it up from your friend.
I forgot. Good thing, considering without my wallet would have been kind of embarrassing.
Do you know how much it's going to cost to fill this up? I thought we'd at least make it to San Francisco before we needed gas.
So how many gallons does this thing hold?
I don't know, probably 100.
Oh, man. That's like $460, $470. Even with Safeway's 10-cent discount, that's brutal.
You didn't plan on buying gas on this trip? We need to pull over and come up with Plan B, something way cheaper. We are going to have to stay local now.
How local?
Real local.
Well, this is not what I had in mind. I thought we'd at least get to see Malibu or something before we had to come back. The Elks, jeez.
It's the only place I know of where we can hook up for $15 a night. We can stay here for years.
Hey, how do the Elks stay in business, man? Cheap booze, cheap food, and cheap RV hookups.
Who knows? Let's go talk to someone and see if they have room for us.
Yeah. Hey, dude, how much would it cost us to hang out here for 2 weeks?
Just the regular hookup, electricity, waste disposal, maybe cable. How much extra for that?
Depends.
On what?
Well, if you want the Spice Channel, it's going to cost you. And HBO and Showtime is $1 a day.
Sure, I'll spring for HBO. And you're sure it's okay if we hook up here, even if we're not real elks?
I mean, I have an uncle that used to belong here before he went into assisted living. I got his membership card in a box in my garage.
It's all good. Just hook up and leave a couple of bucks under the tire of my rig over there.
Can we use the steam room and the bowling alley too?
Is this the night where they have the all-you-can-eat seafood buffet?
$8.99, all you can eat. Last Friday, I stuffed 6 pounds of prawns and crab cakes in my pockets on the way out, and I didn't have to go to the store for a week.
Can I ask you a question?
Another one?
Yeah. Do you guys still have that secret handshake? You know, I heard it's pretty complicated and it takes about a minute and a half to get through.
If I told you, I would have to terminate you with extreme prejudice. Any other questions, buddy?
No, man, we're good.
Hey, if you need anything else, just give me a holler.
Hey, you don't think he really works here, do you?
What do you think? I'll go up to the office and see if they'll at least let us stay for one night, huh?
Yeah.
We need to get out of here quick. When I didn't know the secret handshake, the security guard got on the walkie-talkie and called for backup. National Guard, I think.
Oh, man, do we need to dump the stuff from our toilet before we split?
Why? I've never even used it.
I might have used it maybe once.
There's no time. The Humvees will be rolling in any time now.
So the trip didn't exactly go the way we planned, but I must say, sometimes you don't have to go any further than your backyard to have a memorable experience. We ended up parking the rig at the Home Depot parking lot for 10 days and had a great time. We ate so many hot dogs and bags of kettle corn that I gained like 12 pounds. Mike told me next year we're going to park at the South Hill Mall. He heard there might be one of those sonic drive-ins going in around there. That's all for now. Later.
Oh, jeez. When are you going to get your fat ass out of bed? It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hey, man, you don't need to be worried about me. And you better not use up all the hot water. I haven't taken a shower in like 4 days.
Yeah, well, it hasn't rained in 4 days either, has it?
Well, I just got to be Mr. Stinky, okay?